Hi again, Gregg, the News Tribune at Lumen Field in Seattle, home of the 3-7 last place Seahawks. Sometime after a game that had not happened before in Pete Carroll's 12 years leading this team, he'd had it. He walked out of his post-game press conferences before it was even close to being done. I was actually in the middle of a question on what his message was to the team in the locker room after the game, after this one, and he was walking right out. He said, "I'm done. I'm done," and he walked out. Then 30 minutes later, he came back in after a shower, and he's in street clothes. He said that he felt he owed us, the media, that, and that we have a job to do that he really respects and didn't want to leave us short. But him walking off said more than any other words he said, and his frustration has reached its peak. I asked him on his second go-around when he came back in, "Is this the most frustrated you've been in your dozen years here?" And he said, "Yes, absolutely, not even close." Frustrated because every week it's the same thing. They don't convert on third downs, 2 for 10 today against Arizona in a 23-13 loss. And they don't stop the other team converting. Arizona 6 for the first 11 on third downs, 3 scoring drives of 10 or more plays, 16-play drive that took up more than 9 minutes of the first quarter, set the tone, and was indicative of this entire season. Third downs for Seattle offensively. They are either incompetent or they are stubborn or incapable of taking what defenses give them. Arizona, much like we expected, did what Green Bay did. They dropped off in coverage, they went deep zone, and they dared the Seahawks to complete throws underneath them. The difference today is the Cardinals had a more lethal pass rush. Chandler Jones with 2 of the Cardinals' 4 sacks. Jones, by the way, has 15.5 sacks in 10 career games against Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. That's by far more than he's had against any other opponent or quarterback in his all-pro career. Against a defense that can get to the pass rush with just their front pass rushers without having to blitz often, although one of the first 2 sacks was a blitz off the corner unpicked up. Nobody picked it up off of Brandon Shell's right outside shoulder. If you're going to have a pass rush and you have an iffy offensive line, it's imperative to get the ball out quickly. Those first 2 sacks of the game on consecutive plays of Russell Wilson in the first quarter, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett still had their back to the quarterback. Wilson couldn't have thrown it to them if he wanted to, and he did, because he didn't have time to wait for those receivers to get their routes. It's impossible to convert on thirds and even 5s and 4s and 6s and 7s when your receivers aren't looking at your quarterback because they're still running their routes before the quarterback has to get rid of the ball. That happened too much again today. They didn't run consistently. That happened too much again today. Rashaad Penny, the only thing left to hurt now is his ego, and he's probably has that bruised as well. First play of the game, 18-yard run up the middle. Here we go. Looks like Rashaad Penny's going to be in the mix. He was the starting running back today after no snaps last week against Green Bay. Well, what happens? Pulls up after that very first play of the game, an 18-yard run, limps to the sidelines and into the blue observation tent with a hamstring injury. That is that with Rashaad Penny's plans and impact on this game. Alex Collins comes in, looks good again in some of his inside runs, 15-yard run, and then a 2-yard touchdown on back-to-back plays that got the Seahawks within 16-13. But again, he had just 10 runs, 10 handoffs in the 49 offensive plays. Seattle ran just 49 plays. Again, the fewest plays in the league, the shortest time of possession, the worst third down conversions in the league coming in. The offense did the same thing. Bill Murray should really be the coach of this team as much as this is happening over and over and over again. It's Groundhog Day yet again. I caught up with Dwayne Brown outside the locker room after the game. Stand-up guy I knew would give a pulse of the team type of comments to me. Of being 3-7, he said nobody expected to be here. But he also said this. He said he believes in Russell Wilson, and Wilson has picked him up when he's had games that he didn't play very well or felt very good, and that he believes in number 3, and he's not listening to what everyone else is saying. Wilson brought up the same thing. He said, "As a noise, we have to block out the noise. We can't listen to the noise." He said that he believes that they can get this turned around in the next 7 games, and that it's his job to lead that turnaround. Lockett. Interestingly, Tyler Lockett said after the game, "We have to learn to play when they take explosives away. When defenses take the explosive plays, the big plays away, we don't know how to play." Is basically what he said. He said we have to be able to play when they take explosives away. Well, that's what Green Bay and now Arizona has done, and most of the teams this season against Seattle have done is just take away the deep passes and dare Seattle to beat them in other ways, which the Seahawks have yet to find out how. I don't know where to go from here. There really is the same story every single week. I usually start the same. What did we learn? We didn't learn anything we didn't know for the first 9 games of the season. It's going to take 6-1 to get to 9-8. It's going to take 7-0 to get to 10-7. Carlos Dunlap, I also talked to him outside the locker room. He said, man, we don't even deserve to be looking at playoffs and talking about playoffs. We just have to get one win and get ourselves right for one game, and that's coming up this week, this next Monday night at Washington, which won today to go to 4-6. Dunlap, by the way, had the most interesting and joyous moment of the game. His mom was honored, former U.S. Army dental assistant at 91 Echo. She's a doctor, and Dunlap's mom was on the field. Dunlap said, I talked to him about it after the game, and he said he looked up and saw on the big screen his mom. He thought it was going to happen during halftime when he was in the locker room and he would miss it. He didn't know it would happen during the third quarter. So he saw his mom on the field in his number 8 jersey, green number 8 jersey, waving a flag, or waving a flag, and he ran onto the field and gave her a big giant bear hug, and then ran back onto the sideline during the timeout in the third quarter. Pretty cool moment. Thank you to her for her service to the U.S. Army and the Seahawks in their Salute to Service Day. By far the best moment of an otherwise dismal game. The 5th loss in 6 home games in this stadium that used to be a house of horrors for opponents. It's turned into one for Seattle. All my coverage in the newstribune.com, including Russell Wilson's thoughts on what he needs to do and what defenses are doing to him, saying rust is not an issue. Rust from his finger injury is not an issue. On Twitter, I'm at GBellSeattle. Thanks again for watching, and happy Thanksgiving. Squeeze loved ones if you're so fortunate to. Take care.